So we're over here on Married to Medicine. And is it me? I don't know why I just feel like Married to Medicine's buzz on Twitter and stuff isn't as loud as it was last year. And maybe that's because they had Quad coming back to the show along with Dr. Gregory. And it's not as crazy then. I feel like it was a lot of like conversations around it. And we are in what episode is this? It's just like episode 5. So maybe we need to give it some more time for the build up. But it's not a bad season so far. Not a bad season. Y'all know Quad and King, because that's where I'm gonna start. They went over to Ghana, right? Quad is trying to conceive, and they got back. Everything seems to be going decent. We'll see what's gonna happen. Now, Quad did get caught up in a lotto. Y'all know Quad sat up there and said that she be hunching that man 15 times a week. But when Dr. Heavenly and Angel brought it up, she was looking damn confused. I said, "Oh, okay. So you just said that to get at Dr. Greg." I'm screaming. I'm screaming, girl. Mm-mm. So what we do learn though is that they have 4 eggs being fertilized in Ghana. Okay, so she's waiting to get the results on that. She's hoping to get 100% fertilization, and they're praying for an embryo. So we shall see. Okay, if she does not get what it is that she wants, I do think that Quad should seek a new scout. I do. I think Quad should seek a new scout, and I think let King move forward. King does go and he talks with Eugene and Cecil, and he lets them know that it was supposed to be 1 trip, and now it's 5. Hmm. I wonder how much that cost. He says it's taking a lot of time away from his business, his daughter, and he says starting over is a lot. And also catering to somebody else's needs and stuff and not his is a lot. When I hear King say that, it does let me know, and this doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. I think as much as he wants Quad to like realize certain things, I think she does, but I also think he need to realize he ain't trying to be married either. So not only does he really not want another child, I don't think King wants to be married because he's not at that place where he really wants to cater to somebody else's needs. And it's very difficult. He hasn't been through this before, so I'll get him that, but he ain't ready for what she wants. So she tells him in the confessional that it's not fair to him, right? That he has to deal with everything that she has going on with trying to conceive. And he tells her it's not about what's fair to him, it's about what's right. And he says right now, she needs his support. And I do agree with that. I do think it was performative, but I do agree with that. Now, Cecil says if he brings up what he needs right now, then he'd be selfish. And I said, Cecil, well, you would know a lot about that based on how they have you showing up on this show. Okay? Period. Now, like I said, I do agree with King, though. I do think he's right. I think he is overwhelmed, right? I think he does need to support her as her partner in this moment. I think he should put his feelings to the side, but you committed to this journey, so it really shouldn't be no damn complaints. To me, not too many. Because you committed to this journey, and I refuse to believe that you weren't given a heads up on what this process could look like. I think King set himself up for the downfall by believing it was supposed to be a one and done type of situation. Yeah. But anywho, I can see that he's second guessing this whole thing. And the biggest thing, I don't think King really want to start over. I don't think King wants to start over, have another child. I don't think he wants that. My biggest thing is that I think ultimately he should just be honest with Quad. I think he should have communicated that earlier on, to be honest with you, and let her know, like, I ain't want no child. Like, I really don't. I feel like King may have felt guilted. I think he felt guilted into making this decision that he's not really ready for. I think he was kind of like, I don't know, I think he felt bad for her because like I told y'all earlier on, I felt like King shows up like he doing her a favor type of thing. And just be honest, communicated, which is what I think he tried to do at the end of the episode. I think if she tries to push this and force this, like I just don't think it's gonna turn out well. So, and that's just my opinion, child. I'm just a viewer again, giving an opinion, honey. I ain't no expert like Dr. Mimi. Okay, I do think they're gonna resent each other. I think she should let that man go on about his business, honestly. Or what? Yeah, we'll talk about that more later on. So Heavenly and the girls, they update Quad on the Toya and Heavenly beef, right? Because Quad was gone, she back. Heavenly says that Toya talked about her child. Now you know, mother. Now Angel was about to defend Toya, and Heavenly gonna say, "Well, I feel like I could talk about anything after you speak on my child. I feel like I could do that. When you talk about my child, I can say anything I want to say about you." And I'm like, girl, number one, Toya was not talking about your child. Not in no negative way. All she was saying when she brought up your child was that you was using your child's decisions in that situation to avoid the group. Okay? That's one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is the fact that you always speaking on somebody's household and a relationship. And Toya just returning the favor, but not in the same manner. Okay? Now you can't be mad at Toya because you made the decision to cuss your damn son out because he embarrassed you. Okay? And Toya at the time didn't even know that you cussed your damn son out. So why are you trying to put this on Toya? That's why I was glad Contessa was like, but why are we even talking about your child if it happened years ago? And Toya didn't even say anything about your child. Like, girl, what are we doing? Heavenly said, well, it came up in the blogs. So Contessa gonna laugh and say she wonders if Simone did that based on her saying that she looks into everybody's SHI because she can. That's what Simone said. When Quad said, why you be doing that? She's like, because I can. So Quad sits back and Quad says, now what type of friend looks up everybody's stuff? I don't know, Quad. Maybe you should ask your damn self that. Remember when you sat up there on Heavenly's YouTube? Or was that on the show where you claimed to know also much about Toya's finances, where she got her money, how she got her money for her house, all this and that, and you said you knew where all the bones were buried. So I think you might want to go to your nearest mirror and ask your damn self that question first. So what we not going to do is sit up here and act like Simone is the only one that looks up people's stuff on this show. And as much as Heavenly talks about everybody on her show, I'm sure she looks up too. When y'all not running over there giving her all y'all damn information. Okay? But yeah, start with yourself, Quad, because you definitely did that. But happy Founders Day. So Heavenly says if she had Quad's VIN, not Simone, but you going too far. Heavenly said, Simone said, if I had Quad's VIN number, I'd look up who owns the car too. Y'all know who else would do that? Toya. Toya probably already got the VIN number. That's the gag to me. Toya probably already got the VIN number, know who owns it, know who runs the business. Toya already know everything she need to know on that car. Now, Dr. Mimi and Steve, they're home with their son. They sent Savannah to go be with her grandma for the time to give her a break because having a brother that has special needs can be a lot. You know, maybe some of that responsibility falls on her. So they want to give her a break. And I also think that as parents, they may need that break just slightly to not have to worry about her because they're so focused on him at this time. And, you know, it's a lot of stress for them. It's a lot of stress. I really felt for Dr. Mimi in this moment, her and her husband. And it really softened my heart towards her whenever I see these scenes with them and their dynamic with their son. Because y'all know Dr. Mimi will get on my nerves sometimes, especially when people arguing and she get in front of them dancing. It's like, girl, don't get hit. Scoop back up off me. Okay. But outside of that, I'm glad that they are putting this on display because it's a lot of people that can relate to what they are going through and probably maybe in their DMs to offer them some type of support, advice, anything, you know, resources. So good for them. I'm glad they are showing that side. But what I absolutely loved about this scene was how her husband was showing up. How her husband was showing up. I'm going to tell y'all, Dr. Mimi, your husband couldn't be on Potomac. Not that man. Not that man. He couldn't be on Potomac. The way that would wear him down, and y'all got your own issues at the house, the way that would wear him down, you say that you got emotional, what she said, emotional intelligence, she in control. No, they going to make you lose it. Made me lose my breath. They will make you lose it, girl, for real. Okay. She was like, oh, I feel like y'all deserve cooking this and that. And he's like, girl, we fine without it. I'm like, exactly. Like, you go get you a break. You go do this. Like, you chill. I got him. Thank you. That's how it's supposed to be. And I shouldn't have to ask you to do those things. Really. You just show up and do that because women loves initiative and consideration. Like, do what you're supposed to do. I appreciate that. Do your part. So, I really liked. I liked that he did. I like how he showed up and did this thing. And his son, you could tell that to me, his daddy is his main man. Like, that's his man. When she said daddy's on the way, you know what I'm saying? He's like, no, he not. Yes, he is. That's his main man. To me, I think he just really enjoys his dad. Not that he don't enjoy his mama, because he do enjoy his mama, but I just think that he really enjoys that connection with his father. So yeah, Heavenly, she goes, she meets with her brother. All right, we learn that Heavenly has a brother. She learns that when her brother was conceived, her daddy was married, child. They about 4 years or so apart. They're both in their 50s and they both look good. Not gonna hold y'all. Them folks look good, period. Heavenly, you get on my nerves just a little piece, girl, and then I like you on these days. But you are a beautiful woman, okay? Heavenly says that her father was a deacon at the church, y'all. I need y'all to stop thinking so highly of people that y'all done put on a pedestal and in the pulpit. Got some pastors' kids watching me right now who probably was outside children. How y'all doing? Okay. But I ain't talking about y'all like that. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the people in the church, okay? Bring it down some. Okay? Cause them be the biggest sinners. Okay? Anywho, and got the audacity to put a robe on like they royalty and go sit up there and act how y'all act. And this ain't everybody, but it's some of y'all down there to the church cutting up. What Tina Turner said, what that lady said when she was singing This Little Light of Mine, I'ma Let It Shine. Can't be what she said, doing all that bourgeois and all that. Gotta show the Lord a little more respect. That's what y'all need to do down to that church. Anyway, okay. So she said that her dad was a deacon and that you never would have thought he'd be a cheater like that. Okay. And now her mind about men has changed. And I said, so does that mean that your mind has changed about your husband? Because your daddy wasn't trustworthy and you're learning this all these years later, and the fact that your husband withheld information about your son's arrest, are you now about to start questioning Damon? Oh, okay. So they're bonding over their dad and their issues with their sons and stuff. So she brings up the fact that she wants to do like a family reunion, have him come out, really nice, all cute. That's what they got going on. So everybody's trying to get their mac together. Okay. They're trying to get the mac and cheese together. Heavenly says she's gonna have a cook off, but she over there calling Jackie, who I refuse to believe Jackie know how to make mac and cheese. So out of everybody that she called, I feel like she should have called Quad. Like, out of everybody she called about mac and cheese, I want to believe that Quad is the only one that know how to really throw down mac and cheese. That's who you should have called. Okay? Or either call one of these men. But if it had to be a lady, you should have called Quad. Now, Eugene is not going to be cooking. Cecil's supposed to be cooking. But Toya and Eugene got their son cooking. I'm here for it. I love it. I'm here for it. Let him do the thing, okay? Simone goes from she's in there talking to her husband about it. Y'all don't appreciate my cooking, whatever it is. She goes on to talk about how they don't appreciate her as a doctor. So we right back here because she not over it because ain't nothing get resolved. Right? So she says no one has come and asked her how they can help her take something off her plate. Right? She says no one gives a fuck about her. And so she says she's trying to pretty much return the favor. You don't give a damn about me. I don't give a fuck about you. It's just that simple, right? So, Cecil's like, who don't help you out? I don't help you out. I do help you out. And she says, I'm talking about with the boys. When she said with the boys, y'all, I really thought about money. Because I honestly thought that's what she was going to say. You don't help me out with the money when it comes to the boys. That's why I thought she just said with the boys. So he's saying that he do help her out or whatever the case is. He's like, you say stuff to hurt my feelings too. If you can hurt people's feelings and apologize and move on, I should be able to, apologize after I hurt your feelings and we move on for this. Basically, Cecil tired of talking about it. That's what I got. Okay. And at some point, they got to laughing. He and ha-haing about something, and we'll be right back here again in a few episodes. Okay, so they get to do the good times and friends. I guess it was supposed to be good times and friends, but playing on the last name, cute. One of the sons showed up. The other did not. She said that she texted him, but she hasn't heard anything. And when I was looking at that scene from like Heavenly shirt up, I said, Heavenly looks so good. Go ahead, girl. Toya and Eugene show up with their handsome young boys, and she brings up Heavenly's son being the only one to show up, and she laughs. I said, now see Toya? Now see Toya. Now that part right there, don't go no further than that. Cause you just might be pushing it, girl. Okay? Don't say nothing else about it. All right. Now this is where Toya, I feel, I want her to stop. Put a pin in it right now. Don't go no further. Okay. Dr. Mimi and Steve, they show up with their people, whatever the case is. Steve talks about how he don't know his dad or whatever. Mimi said something about she gonna find the dad or whatever. I'm like, okay, they'll figure that out. Quad and King showed up. They done parked their handicap. Listen, mind y'all business. Okay. Now, Quad and King may look like able-bodied people parking in this handicap, but a handicap comes in different ways. A lot of people like to think about handicaps as if they ride around in a motor chair, and that's not the case. They may have vision issues or something like that. I don't know them folk got going on. I done seen plenty of older folks pull up in these nice vehicles with their handicap tag. So I just mind my business. I just mind my business a little piece. Anyway, Angel arrives with a man and friends, which is interesting because, Angel, you do say that you're single, but you're bringing this man to a family reunion. How single are you? Everybody's shocked by the fact that Heavenly has a brother and her being so receptive to them, because I guess nobody else would be receptive to their siblings if they found out their daddy cheated on the mama and had an outside child. Do what y'all want to do. Toya going around cheating in this mat competition. I hollered because everybody was telling on her ass, but guess who won? Her son. I said, bitch, I know that's right. You better cheat and advocate for your motherfucking child. Baby, Quad was mad as hell, but I did not care. I did not care. I said, girl, you better get over there and do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Angel brings a guy that she's been dating on and off for about a decade. And Toya's a little confused because she's trying to find out, like, I thought you wanted me to hook you up with somebody. And she was like, I mean, yeah, I did. But, I still got me a little piece over here, girl. And then I think Toya asked, how is Angel in bed? And I'm like, that's none of your business, girl. You so nosy. Get up out of here. But the guy said he wants a relationship, though. The guy wants a relationship, but I'm wondering what happened in this decade-long friendship that y'all got, or on and off situationship, that leaves Angel to where she don't want to be in that with you. Is you a hoe? What's going on? Okay. Review getting real quick because I feel like it wasn't a lot going on. More so King and Quad this episode. So we get back to King and Quad. She gets an email and he's like, okay, I'm about to hear it, ready to hear this information. I want 4 boys. I'm ready for you to give me an heir. He already got 1 daughter, right? So she get the text. And when she reads the text, it just seems like only 1. That's what it sounded like to me. Because I think she said they had 5, 1 fell out, then it was 4, and then now 1 seems to be moving to another stage, whereas the other 3 are stagnant. So now I think she may have 1. That's what it sounds like, but I don't know how that 1 is performing. Okay, but either way, she cries and she says she feels like a failure. And she says it feels unfair when she's trying to do everything right and in order and in sync. I don't think this is right, in order, or in sync in my personal, but okay. So he tells her she has to think about it and make sure that it isn't that it's not doing a lot to her mental, like wearing and tearing on her emotionally and stuff. So if she decides to do this process again, she's ready for it. And although this does sound supportive and I feel like, okay, I hear you, I also feel like he was kind of I just feel like it was giving a little bit of discouragement too at the same time. Like, because this ain't, I think he's using certain words to disguise as though he's being supportive, but at the same time, he's not. I think he wants her to come to her own conclusion, which is his conclusion, that she doesn't want to do this anymore. And it's like, Clean, just tell the lady you don't want to do this. I think he may still want to be in a relationship with her, though, but he just don't want no kids. But he also knows if that's a desire of hers, not a desire of his, then we're going to break up. So you might have to just be okay with the breakup. So she asked if he doesn't want to do this anymore. And he says, let's be realistic. Okay. He was like, he was pretty much telling her that he was okay with not having any more kids. And he was just pretty much supporting her and doing this for her. I said, damn, another confirmation. As I said, what I was already thinking. Okay. King felt like he was doing her a favor. He's like, girl, this process is very expensive. And she said, but we always knew that, True. He says, yeah, but I thought it was going to be like a one and done. I'm like, I'm sure they already communicated to you all of the possibilities. But she says she wants to do it again and she'll pay for it and he doesn't have to do anything. So basically, Quad, you are pretty much just agreeing with the fact that he is just going to be your sperm donor. That's all kids. King is just a sperm donor. That's it. I think Quad is aware. I don't think it's going to be anything more than what it is. He's a sperm donor. He is just a sperm donor that she happens to know and date. That's it. Because I was like, Quad, do you hear yourself? You going to take care of it? That's too much. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can take care of it and stuff like that because I'm thinking about Ebony K. Williams. There are other women out there. You take care of it all by yourself, but you might have to, if you're going to do all of that, you might as well separate from him a little piece to me. Because I feel like at some point you're going to get tired of the fact that you, even though you're paying for everything, this is a shared child with him, but you're grunting all of the work financially, emotionally, physically. Like, what? And then after you had a child, I'm sure that's going to be all on you too. Just go find a damn stranger then. Because maybe his sperm ain't taking with your sperm. Even though y'all hunching 15 times a day, let you tell it. So yeah, he asking, when do we say enough is enough? And let's be practical, baby. Girl, King ass would have had to leave. King would have had to get out right there. You could go ahead and go. Because she just told you she willing to pay for it. So obvious, I know you want her to probably be practical. But when she knows that a woman that was what she said 50 or something like that had twins, like she's like, I am being practical. Anything is possible. Okay, now if you don't want to be here, then just say that. Stop trying to create stuff for me to change my damn mind and just simply change your own. And then she gets to cry and begs him not to do this to her because she's been through so much. And I said, that is guilt tripping in my personal. And I feel like that is how you got here in the first place. And shame on him for knowing this is not what he wanted. I understand him being in a relationship and he wants to kind of give her that, right? See her happy, give her that. I could do that for you. But also, it could hurt you. It could hurt you. As you kind of were talking about earlier in the episode, that you giving so much of yourself to make this person happy, and then you over here just sleep miserable at the same time. And let's be clear, in my personal, I understand we may see people as great fathers and make the assumption that they're going to be a great father to your child. Not always the case. He may be a great father to that little girl. He might feel completely detached to this child right here, because it wasn't conceived in a way that he's used to the child being conceived. I mean, look at all the back and forth he's been giving you on this whole entire process. So I don't know. It's sad though. I hate to see her cry. I know that's something that she wants. I think that is something that could potentially still happen for her. I don't think she needed to go to Ghana for that. In my personal, I feel like to go all the way to Ghana, don't know why in my head I'm wondering, is there something that's even more wrong that Jackie cannot help with? Because if Jackie specializes in this and she's able to help so many women have children, that then she create her own surrogacy program, I thought, or company, organization, whatever. So it's like, I don't need to know everything that's going on with Quad, but it just make me question, like, what's really going on to the point that you had to go over to Ghana. And I understand you saying the older lady was able to have twins or whatever, she went to Ghana, whatever it was that you said. But is that your exact same situation? Like, I don't know, it makes me think it's something deeper that Jackie couldn't help with or something. I hate that for her. That's a lot. That's a lot. Mm. I don't know. Maybe just the wrong person. I don't know, Quad. But I definitely wish her the best, though, because that's sad. And also, as much as it may be painful for her at this time, I mean, it could be like a saving grace. Like, you just never know what you're being protected from at this time. Maybe that's not the route that you're supposed to go. Maybe you parting ways with King and you meeting another guy a year or so later, that may be perfect, and you wouldn't have to go through that process. You may just naturally conceive your child out of love in a better relationship. So I hate it for her. Really sad. I'm sure a lot of women are, going through similar to what Quad's going through. Maybe they can't afford IVF or something. I don't know. Or struggling to pay for it. Can't go over there to what is the place called? Ghana or something. I don't know their situations. But I'm sure some people can relate to this. But it's sad. And I hate that for her. And she's like, please don't do this to me. I'm just like, girl, you could do this by yourself. You ain't got to beg him to do shit. Because you might beg him and still be doing this shit by yourself. So I don't know. If he don't want to do it, don't make him do it. Because I just don't think that's good to me. And I'm not saying he will harm his child or anything. I don't know. But child, people do resent their kids. I don't know, child. Good luck. Good luck to Miss Quad. Hoping she could figure everything out. Yeah, good luck. But that's all I got, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna slide up off this thing. Y'all be sure to like up the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. I'm Jamie, that's me, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Yeah, telling my priest to the choir, stand with my feet to the fire, give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym.